Hello and welcome back to my channel. I haven't made an email marketing video in a long time, but I've been doing it freelance full-time for about a year and a half now, and it has completely changed my life. So I thought that I would start a new series on my channel going over everything you need to get started in kind of bite-sized videos so that you can take it step by step or just watch the ones that apply to you and learn about how you can make this a full-time career, because it's changed my life. I love this line of work so much, and I just want to help you if you're interested in a career in email marketing on all the basics you need to get started. I feel like I was looking for so much help when I wanted to start my own email marketing career, and when I was looking on the internet, there were often a lot of more gimmicky people trying to sell you courses. That's not me. I'm just a normal girl who went into this, took a leap of faith, and grew a lot of skills, educated herself on every aspect of the business, and wants to share the word. This first video, we will be talking about all the things you need at the very basic level. If you were gonna start a career tomorrow, you would use kind of all of these basics to get off the ground, get started, and the rest we'll talk about in other videos. The very first thing I would do if you have no experience in this field and nothing started yet, I would create an Upwork profile. Now, where I am in the business, I have contacts, I have leads that I can, tap for new work. But when you're just getting started, you don't have any leads. You don't know anybody who might need email marketing help. So the best way to get started is to create an Upwork profile. This is by no means me promoting them for any reason other than this is actually what I used when I was getting started. The first thing you need, kind of like a normal LinkedIn profile, you need a great headshot. And for me, I've never been a fan of the super professional headshots. My photo is just a really nice photo of me looking very put together, good makeup, good hair, on my way to a night out, but in a coat that was very professional looking, clean background. It was just a photo that I randomly took, but it looks really clean. And so this is to say, if you have a nice headshot, great. If you don't, just use a photo that makes you look very put together and smart. And I think there's a lot of apps these days also that you can use with AI to take a photo of you and make it look like a headshot, something like that. The next thing you need is a good title. This is also similar to LinkedIn. You don't want to just say email marketing or when I first created my profile, I just said marketing. And then I realized really quickly that that wasn't specific enough. My title right now is email marketer and CRO expert. CRO is another thing that I do. It's just website optimization. It's irrelevant for this video, but any sort of thing that shows that you are specifically good at email marketing. Because when I was trying to get email marketing gigs at first and labeling myself as just an overall marketer, I found that a lot of people looking for email marketers thought that I wasn't as specific as what they needed. If they're trying to find an email marketer, that's what they want to know that you specialize in. The next thing is a good bio. You have the ability to have a bio just at the top, right below the title, and just, you want to talk about your experience, why you love email marketing, how you got into it. Again, if you have no experience, obviously you're interested in email marketing for some reason. So try and make a reason that sounds really good, educated, showing that you know what you're doing even though you haven't done it yet. Showcase you and your interests and your skill sets while also kind of making it more applicable and framing your bio to how you can actually create impact for other people. The last key thing, there's a lot of things you can put on your Upwork profile, where you went to college, if you went to college, graduating year, stuff like that. I have mine in there, but I find that that's probably less relevant to kind of, like I said, your title, your bio, and the last thing is the rate that you're putting on your profile as your standard rate. When you're applying for gigs on Upwork, you can put in a different rate than what you have on your profile, but that'll be kind of what a lot of people see when they go to visit your profile on your page. When you're getting started, obviously, You want to make that rate very reasonable. People have to take a chance on you before you have ratings or reviews. And so I definitely started not well below what I thought that I should be owed. If you're working a lot for money that like won't provide you a decent standard of living, then like you're going to be stressed out and producing less good work. And so I think that you need to be on the reasonable side. Like right now I charge well above what I need for, you know, my normal life. But at the start, that's kind of the standard because you do need to build up those reviews. If you're coming from a field of marketing or graphic design, you'll have stuff to show in your portfolio when people head to your Upwork profile. But I'm talking to you as if you have nothing. And if that's you, that's fine. That's totally fine. I would first start kind of building your graphic design skills. Also, like if you're watching this video, I assume that you like have done general research on email marketing. So obviously you need graphic design skills, you need copywriting skills, but to have something to show people, because you can't really get those first gigs unless they can see some of what you can do. I would, you know, if there's a lot of tools like Illustrator or Figma, but the easiest entry point, like I use those more advanced tools now. When I started, I was using Canva for all the designs. Canva is a super easy beginner-friendly graphic design tool, by the way. And I would recommend that you just go on Canva and create emails and examples. Just create emails that showcase your graphic design and copywriting skills. I love to do a lot of research when I'm like taking on new clients, when I'm creating new, marketing strategies for email marketing. And so I will go on like reallygoodemails.com. I'll go on milled.com. And so those will show you just a bunch of different emails from brands. And that's incredibly helpful in kind of getting started. And you can just do a bunch of research there and start training yourself on email marketing, graphic design. The graphic design, but also, like I said, a lot of copywriting examples as well, because copywriting is so key to emails also. One thing that I want to stress though is when you're applying, when you're, coming up with these examples, those examples and that past work should be all that you showcase to a potential client. I've had some early on that I didn't know it was inappropriate, and in the kind of application interview process, they would ask me to like send them the full like next 3-month email plan to determine if I, had good ideas that they would want to bring me on for. Those are real hours and like lots of work that you'd be putting into like a 3-month plan for them. And that's not like an appropriate ask. The next thing that you'll need is a portfolio or a website. To be honest, when I got started, I had neither, but this is not what I would recommend. What I would do is I put some examples on my Upwork profile and I would include them as attachments when I would apply to things, which I guess is a portfolio in a sense, but you want like a cohesive deck to show people. Now I have a portfolio and a website, but like I said, when you're just getting started, you do not need a website. And so when you're creating a portfolio, that's actually a really simple step as well. After you've made your examples of graphic design, copywriting, anything else you want to show, you'll just go into Canva and they have dozens of templates for really professional looking portfolios. And you can kind of just plug in all of your information into one of those templates and no one will ever know that you didn't create that whole thing by yourself. If you do have some experience, and again, most of this video is directed towards someone who has zero experience at all. If you do have experience, your portfolio is also where you're going to be showcasing, results you've brought on for other brands and initiatives you've had in email marketing that have, strengthened a brand's efforts, increased revenue, all of that. But that's only if you've already have, some experience with this. So if you are creating a website, you'll need just a few pages, a general homepage. You'll need a page on your services. I wouldn't list pricing, but I would just kind of list your general services. You can have an about page, just, a general kind of about you, similar to your Upwork bio. You want one page with past experience or past clients. Only put that there if you have real ones. And then you'll also just want to have a contact page. That's kind of all you need. We are actually now on the last step. that you need to get started. And I swear to God, it is this simple. This is exactly how I got started a year and a half ago when I had no leads and, no contacts besides like my immediate marketing job, which like that didn't help me at all when I was getting started. These are actually all the steps that you need. So here is the last one, a cover letter. Because once you have your profile set up, your rates decided on, your portfolio and your examples of your work made, now all you have to do is apply and start, knocking on doors on Upwork. On your cover letter, there are a few key things. You want a really warm and personable intro without it being like a little too casual. Because what you'll learn in this kind of industry, and for a lot of consulting in general, so much of it is based on creating personal relationships and being very personable. So you kind of want to start from the beginning and your cover letter on building exactly that. You'll want to get into your background. If you have past marketing experience, get into that. If not, I'm sure there's other applicable skills that you have that you can kind of bring in here and showcase why you're interested in email marketing, why you'd be a good fit. I probably wouldn't mention if you don't have any experience yet. I would not put that in your cover letter. I wouldn't lie. I would never lie. But I also don't think that you need to outright say in your like immediate cover letter that you don't have a lot of past experience. So one key thing also, if you do have some experience, or if, as you're kind of building experience through your Upwork jobs, start bringing in those results into the cover letter, because, you can talk all day about how much you love email marketing and why you think you'd be a good fit for their company. But at the end of the day, all people really care about are like, what results have you provided for people? How have you made data-driven decisions? What have you done to like maximize the revenue at this other company? And so again, not needed right away, but those are things that you work into your cover letter as you build experience, because at the end of the day, people mostly just care about what you can bring in for their company. That's why they're bringing you on in the first place. While you should have like a general cover letter that you keep in your files, every time you apply for a different position on Upwork, you need to be tailoring that general cover letter to whatever that brand is saying. You basically want them to see exactly what they need in your cover letter. You want it to be like a mirror to all of their needs. How you initially build trust before you've even had a conversation with them is to take your standard cover letter and, like I said, make it from start to finish, add in little tidbits everywhere of just like why you are like the match made in heaven for them and how you can serve all of their needs. That's kind of everything that you need. Obviously, end it on a warm note. Don't be overly confident, but be very assertive and, confident in your skill set, but not boastful. The last thing I would say, which is not really having to do with the cover letter, but has to do with the applying process. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on Upwork. I forget what the actual pricing is right now, but it's like $10 to $15 a month for a certain amount of credits that you get to apply for position. And then you can pay for like additional credits, and there's the ability to bid on positions, which means if 5 people have already applied for it, their applications are going in chronological order. But if you want to give 10 credits instead of like the 3 that is asking, you can be bumped up to the top of the list, and then people will like be bidding for the top. In my whole first beginning time of being on Upwork, I never bid. I never, wanted to waste any of my credits. I didn't have a lot of experience in it, so I didn't know whether like bidding or not would help. I think a lot of people would assume that bidding will always, help you get that interview, but it's really just a volume game. Just apply to a bunch of stuff that you find interesting. So I had more credits to play with and, was able to apply for more positions for, less money. I was totally fine. And I got a lot of responses, and I got a lot of people, viewing my applications. And so it's not necessary at all. Wow. Okay. So we are done with the first video. This is, like I said, the very basics of getting started. And I'm really excited about this series because it is actually everything that I did. I didn't realize how kind of simple it was to get started. I had so many years in my job where I had wanted to leave and kind of go on the consulting route, and I didn't because I was like just so scared of where am I going to get clients? What if I'm not good enough? All of those negative thoughts. But, it really was so simple to get started. And don't get me wrong, I put in a lot of hard work. I research everything about the field that I work in. I have built up like an insane amount of skills in the first year and a half of being freelance with this. So that doesn't mean that like it doesn't take a lot of hard work, but it also means that like I had waited so long to pursue this because I had all of these negative voices in my mind. But all I'm saying is that it was simple once I decided to get off the couch and start putting in the little steps to kind of get off the ground. It's a matter of just starting tomorrow. Like, that's it. Like, just start tomorrow. And that's kind of like the hardest part of the getting started process, is like actually shifting your mind from the planning part to the action part. And the action part is really going to be the only thing that changes your life. Thank you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. Like I said, we'll do a whole series on this. And I'm just so excited that you guys are tuning in. I love you, I love you, I love you, and I will see you in my next video.